Honestly, I think I've had ambition since I was a kid. It's funny, we have a really cool concept. I better write this down. I have a really cool concept for my personal brand. Personal brand team. Yeah, you guys are gonna see it. School teachers. Those that don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, I've definitely got school teachers and different people that were like supportive of, maybe that creative drive when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and maybe they tried to harness it and craft it. But again, at the end of the day, everyone's ambitious until they get punched in the face, So really, I think ambition, you can't really identify if it's going to materialize into anything until you see people react to adverse situations. Like if you have a business with more than 5 people, well, at least every week there's going to be some sort of adverse situation. And then if you add a 10x to that, well, you can make that basically 5 issues a day. And I'm sure when I have 500 staff across 50 countries or whatever, I'm sure I'll be I get 50 issues an hour, right? So yeah, were there individuals that knew me before ambition? 100%, but what does before ambition mean? When the kid starts talking? I think that's a bit of a vague question. What's up, Laura? Who do you call when you're not strong? Only God, man. Only God. And perhaps that's a weakness of mine. Perhaps that's a weakness. Truthfully, since I was 22, I had a pretty, I don't really rely, and maybe this is also me being overly masculine in a sense. There's not really an individual that I'll call if shit's broken or things go left. I don't really call my best friend, hey bro, if I'm going through something, I'm just gonna sort it out. But I have no issue talking about it if you want to know about it. You get what I'm saying? But apart from Jesus Christ, man, my Lord and Savior, I don't really go around saying I'm going through this, please help me out. Whatever. Because also the way I look at it is, again, taking this back to capitalism and business, essentially acquisition of funds, acquisition of money is just the resource that's being played in this game. But before civilization, or during a different civilization, it was acquisition of cattle, cows, farmland, and things of that nature. Do you think, warlords were I hope my queen understands how difficult this war is? No, I don't think they were doing that. I think they were just yeah, look, a couple people got smoked. I came up with a few bruises. A javelin came through the side, but I'm not bleeding out. Let's go have grapes on my throne. You know what I'm saying? So I feel in a way, I've kind of adopted that mentality and it's served me. But again, if I need to discuss something and I'm in pain, then I'll go for a walk and I'll kind of, go through the motions of my thinking. I don't really feel like I've ever really needed to, at least in the last 5 to 6 years, really needed to be even during past relationships, baby, I'm going through so much. That's really it's not been my default for a very long time. Maybe when I was a bit of a teenager, but not since I've been 20. Definitely not since I've been 20. What's the heaviest thought you carry alone? By the way, just a reminder, guys, if you stay to the end, one of you will win $100. Okay. What's the heaviest thought you carry alone? 5 deep questions today, eh? Man, I keep it pretty light, man. I'd like to think I'm a deep thinker, but I also think I like to lean towards optimism. So the deepest thought I'd carry alone. Well, I can tell you what it was when I was in my early 20s. In my early 20s, it was definitely, can I make it? I remember I woke up in the middle of the night. I think I was doing a detox during 2022. And my roommate, he sees me. I walk in the hallway, we had a wide hallway. I walk out, he sees me with red eyes, super sleep deprived, super tired. I'm like, bro, how you doing? He's like, dude, are you okay? I was like, bro, I just have to get rich. My eyes were so red. And he's like, it's okay, bro. But I was and I wasn't even trying to be corny and cringe, but it was just such a militant, obsessive focus on what I define as freedom in my mind. And yeah, would I say that was an insecurity? I wouldn't say so, but that was something that was always, pending in my mind. I have to make it. I have to make it. And I wanted to make it in so many things back then. For me, back then, it was MBA. And it was getting rich. And it was this. And it was that. I was and that was one of the consuming thoughts. Now, I guess a consuming thought that I really have, honestly, is I'm healthy, but I want to get to the point where I'm a freak athlete again. And I probably will do that this year, but yeah, baby steps. I wouldn't say that's a looming thought or a heavy thought, but that's definitely something. I guess another thought that I carry, obviously I miss the friends that I lost in the last 12 months, right? But it's also love and respect. Like there's certain songs. It's like when you listen to an album and that album reminds you of an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend, whatever. And when you play that album, you kind of smile to yourself, feel the emotions, and then you just go on with your day. It's kind of like that. But otherwise, I'm pretty G. Is wealth a responsibility or a scoreboard or both? Depends on the person. Depends on the person. For me, I think wealth is a responsibility. And I define responsibility in multiple ways. Responsibility is in, yes, it's something you have to protect and create and things like that. But more importantly, I think wealth is a responsibility because you getting wealthy, like why shouldn't the wealth belong in your hands? You could do better with it. Like and maybe this is the narcissism of me, I reckon I could do greater things with this resource than many other people, especially because I'm not super driven by materialism. Like again, I've been wearing watch, I don't really do that much, but I know that there's a lot of creative solutions to the world that I could create. There's things I could create production-wise, there's things I could create agriculture-wise, there's things I could create business model-wise, things I could create clothing-wise that I genuinely feel like I'd have a better shot at doing potentially due to the next person, against the next person.